Hi guys, welcome to Egg Guru channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about brushless DC excitation system for an alternator. Before going to the video, so please watch the content of other videos. If you like the content, do subscribe the channel. So coming to a brushless DC excitation system for an alternator in a power generating station. So this is one of the important excitation method for an alternator because it has significant advantages over the other methods of excitation. So other methods of excitation apart from these brushless DC excitation system uses brushes in order to inject the whatever the field current required by the main generator. So this brush gear and slip ring have become such a vital part that requires high maintenance, and these brushes and the slip rings are the sources of the failures in other excitation systems. If you see in other excitation systems, in other excitation methods, so brushes are used. So that is the one difference. So wherever we are using the brushes, so here if you see, so this one is this diagram represents the DC shunt generator is used to inject the whatever the field current required by the main generator. So this is the DC generator and DC excitation system. So here the DC generator will generate the DC supply. So that DC supply is given to the main field winding through the brushes and slip rings. So here this one is the main exciter which generates the DC supply, and that DC supply is given to the main generator rotor field winding through the slip rings and brushes. So here the field current required by the main generator will be several thousands of amperes. So thereby we need around 30 to 50 carbon brushes in order to carry those several thousands amperes of current. So these 30 to 50 carbon brushes are placed on the periphery of the slip rings. So if you see here, so this is one of the generator brush rockery and slip rings assembly system. If you see here, the lot of carbon dust is accumulated on the surface of the generator. So this carbon dust will enter into the stator winding, rotor winding, and that will cause the rotor at the fault and stator at the fault frequently. So that's why we have to clean whatever the carbon dust accumulate on the surface of the generator or on the stator winding and rotor winding. And another problem with the brushes is we have to adjust the brushes. So nothing but they have to in contact with the slip rings with a sufficient pressure. If there is a air gap between the slip ring and brush, so the sparking will occur, and remaining brushes will overloaded, and the failure of the brushes will exist. So here we can see the brushes are burnt because of there is a incorrect adjustment of the brushes with the slip rings. So likewise we need very high maintenance if you using the brushes. So that's why we are going for the brushless DC excitation system. So but how this brushless DC excitation system is possible? So that brushless DC excitation is possible with the advent of mechanically robust silicon diodes capable of converting AC to DC at higher power levels. Nothing but so this is possible because of the power electronics. With the invent of these silicon diodes capable of very high currents at lower voltages. So one of the major problem, so while we are going for brushless DC excitation from the normal excitation methods, is the rectifier. So where we have to place the rectifier. So that a rectifier is placed on the shaft. Nothing but the rectifier will also rotates with the shaft. So likewise, so there the high power diodes are used in the rectifier. So that we will see. So brushless exciter is a small direct coupled AC generator. So brushless exciter is a small direct AC coupled generator. It's a field circuit on the stator. Okay, so here we can explain the brushless DC excitation system like this. So here we can see, so this one is the main exciter, nothing but this one is the brushless exciter. So brushless exciter is placed on the main shaft, is coupled to the AC generator with its field circuit on stator. Nothing but main exciter field circuit will be on stator and the armature circuit will be on the rotor. So armature circuit is nothing but wherever the voltage is generated. Okay, here whatever the voltage generated in the main exciter, that is AC voltage, so that three-phase output AC voltage is rectified by a solid state rectifier. So here we can see that is the solid state rectifier. So this rectifier will convert AC to DC. So that DC is directly given to the field winding of a main generator. So these leads are directly bored on the shaft of the this main generator. So here we can see. So here we are using the AC generator which is having armature on the rotor. Armature is nothing but where the voltage is produced. So here the field winding is controlled by the the current from the pilot excited PMG. So the detailed functional diagram of so this brushless DC exciter we will see now. So the basic arrangement of a brushless exciter system is having the automatic voltage regulator. So this automatic voltage regulator will regulates the field current of the main generator. So thereby it will regulate the generated output voltage as a constant. Okay, and so this brushless DC excitation system is also having PMG, permanent magnet generator. So this PMG is used to power the automatic voltage regulator. A separate video is made on this role of PMG in a excitation system, so that you can check on the iCard. And then slip rings also exist in the this brushless DC excitation system. These slip rings will have two brushes on, nothing but one brush on each slip rings. We have two slip rings and two brushes in order to detect the whatever the ground fault, nothing but rotor earth fault. And we have a quadrature axis measuring coil. So this quadrature axis measuring coil will measure the field current of a rotor winding. And then we have a three-phase main exciter, so that we have seen in the in the previous slide, the three-phase main exciter that will generate the three-phase supply. So that three-phase supply is rectified by the diode rectified wheel, so that we can see here in this diagram. So this one is the three-phase rectified circuit and this one is the diode wheel. So directly the three-phase voltage generated by the main exciter is rectified by this diode wheel, and then the DC voltage is fed to the main exciter. So multi-contact connector, so that will make or break the circuit from the rectifier output to the rotor winding. And then we have rotor winding of a generator and stator winding of a main generator. So these are the main parts of brushless DC excitation, so that we can see in a functional block diagram. So this one is a functional block diagram. So as we discussed, so we have a PMG. So PMG is used to power the AVR. So here we can see, so the PMG is used to power the AVR. And then so here we can see this PMG. So these are the PMG stator winding. So these PMG stator winding, the generated voltage generated in the PMG was used to power the AVR. And then AVR is also senses the whatever the current flowing through the stator winding and voltages generated by the stator winding. These are the feedback signals, current feedback signal and voltage feedback signal from the main generator stator winding. and then a PMG is followed by the main exciter. So here we can see a main exciter. Main exciter is having the three-phase armature winding on the rotor. So whatever the three-phase voltage generated here is given to the diode rectifier wheel. You can see here. So this one is the diode rectified wheel. Diode rectified wheel. So this diode rectified wheel will convert AC to DC. Okay, that is given to the rotor winding. So this one is the rotor winding. We can see here, this one is the rotor winding. The rotor winding is fed by the diode wheel output. Okay, so like this. So this one is the functional block diagram of a brushless DC exciter system. If you see here, so here by sensing the actual current from the main generator output and the voltages of a main generator, so this AVR will regulate the main exciter field. So this one is the main exciter field winding. By regulating field winding, it will control the main exciter output voltage. So thereby the diode wheel output DC is also controlled, and then we can control the rotor winding by controlling the field current. So likewise, AVR will control the generated output voltage indirectly by controlling the field winding of a main exciter. So like this is the functional diagram of a brushless DC exciter. So now we will see how practical it will exist. If you see here, so this one is the PMG coil on the shaft, and that is followed by main exciter, three-phase armature winding, and the output of three-phase armature winding is given to the diode wheel. So diode wheel will convert the three-phase AC into DC. That DC is given to the field winding of a main generator, and then in a stator, the stator voltage is produced. Thank you guys. Thanking you having your time.